Hello, my name is Philip Whiteland, and I'm the author of Steady Pasture Grannies, which has been released as an audiobook, amongst other things. And I thought today, if you're willing to go with me, to have a go at actually doing one of the chapters from Steady Pasture Grannies, so you can see what the audiobook actually will be like. So, if you'll bear with me, I thought I'd do the first chapter in Steady Pasture Grannies, which is called When I Was a Child, I Thought Like a Child. Are you sitting comfortably? Good, then I'll begin. It came as quite a shock the other day to discover that I wasn't fair of face. I don't mean in reality. A quick check in the mirror would have disabused me of that notion long ago. No, I was always convinced that I'd been born on a Monday, hence Monday's child is fair of face. However, apropos nothing in particular, I was trawling back through an electronic diary when I had nothing better to do, and discovered, to my delight, that you can view the calendar right back to the beginning of the last century. Being of an egotistical bent, I naturally trotted back to the year of my birth, and there I found that my birthday fell on a Tuesday. I would have bet good money on it being on a Monday, although it always seemed to me that the evidence of my own eyes tended to directly predictive validity of the rhyme. I suppose my confusion arose because I remember being told that my mum was doing the washing, bearing in mind that this was still an all-day chore for Monday, when nature decreed that I would make my presence felt. I imagine in my childhood naivety, I assumed that the onset of labour would be almost instantly followed, after a few brief moments of discomfort. I wasn't that naive, by the arrival of me, until now, when I realised that my arrival was obviously a lengthy affair, culminating sometime the following day. And that's another problem. I have no idea when I was born. Not for me the definitive astrological chart pinning down the exact position of the planets in the celestial firmament at the time of my deliverance in downtown Burton-upon-Trent. As both my parents have long since passed on to that other country where zodiacal predictions are of considerably less importance, I don't suppose now I will ever know this crucial piece of information. The point of all this rambling is really to do with childhood misconceptions and how they can follow you through life. Is it really true, for example, that as a child in the late 1950s, living in Anglesey Road, I was held up to look through our front room window to observe the Queen passing by? I don't mean by this that the head of the House of Windsor was ambling along to the Cooper's Arms for a pint and a packet of Park Drive. I just have this vague recollection of a black limousine sweeping past our house, and I can't imagine why I was being held up for this event, unless it was some important personages whose itinerary could be predicted, hence my belief that it was the Queen. Of course, I could have dreamed the whole thing up. Childhood imagination is pretty fertile soil for the propagation of fantasies. I remember watching a cartoon or some such when I was small that somehow instilled the notion in my mind that there was some awful nameless beast living in the toilet that was biding its time, waiting to capture unsuspecting children. Somehow this notion then became contorted into the conviction that in order to avoid the clutches of this horrific and probably foul-smelling nemesis, I had to get downstairs before the toilet had finished flushing. Our bathroom in Anglesey Road, yes, we had a bathroom, posh, weren't we, had been created by converting the back bedroom of what was originally a 3-bedroom terraced house, and the toilet was at the far end of this room, by the window. This meant for the aspiring junior flush racer, a frantic pull of the handle, followed by a sprint across the linoleum, up 2 steps to the landing, and then along the landing and down the stairs to the relative sanctuary of our living room. This may not sound particularly daunting or challenging, but you need to know that I was pathologically scared of heights, also widths, depths, and just about any dimension you can imagine. I was desperately trying not to make my way downstairs by sliding from step to step on my bottom. Timidity on the staircase does not fit well with panic-stricken flight, and it's a wonder that my childhood did not come to an abrupt end, with me in a crumpled heap behind the stairs door. It's funny how, as a child, you never share these nameless dreads with your parents. Somehow you and this mystical fear are in cahoots against the adult world. I suppose it boils down to an even stronger fear of being ridiculed, even though every fibre of your infant being tells you that the thing you fear is most definitely real. For example, I was never afraid of the dark. I simply avoided it. lying in bed with the covers clamped over my head, eyes tightly shut and thumb firmly fixed in mouth. I knew that the dark could not hurt me. Imminent suffocation under all of these blankets, sheets, and eider-downs is far preferable to whatever lurked on the other side of my eyelids. Now, I'd never dreamt of telling my parents about this. I just assumed it was a fact of life, like those ancient maps marked with Iriby dragons. The map of my childhood bore the legend, Iriby nameless dreads, and here, and here. Perhaps I had a particularly repressed childhood. Could it be that my 1950s compatriots were eagerly recounting their fears and fantasies to their understanding and sympathetic parents in an open and non-condemnational forum? Somehow I doubt it. The post-war parents of the baby boom generation had themselves been brought up in a children should be seen and not heard environment. And whilst they may have progressed to a point where the sight and sound of children could be tolerated, full and frank discussions would have to wait for the onset of more liberated attitudes in the 1960s. So I have to live the rest of my life in the knowledge that I'm neither predicted to be, nor, in reality, fair of face. Now I have a new prediction to live up to, namely that I'm full of grace, whatever that means. Cancel the plastic surgery and book me into a retreat. If I can get my inner child back out from under the bedclothes, I think it's time for a session of self-discovery. So that's it. That's chapter 1. When I was a child, I thought like a child, from Steady Pasture Grannies. And Steady Pasture Grannies is, you'll be pleased and delighted to learn, is available as a Kindle version and has been for a good many years now and has been very popular in that format. And that's just 99 pence, which is a silly price when all said and done. If you would like the all singing, all dancing version with me doing the talking, then you can now get an audiobook of Steady Pasture Grannies. And it's available either in this format, which is a double CD box set, which can be signed if you would so desire. And that the profits from that are in aid of cause dear to my heart, Turn Education. And Turn Education is a fantastic organisation set up locally that deals with therapy and assistance to children, young people and their families through animal assisted learning. Now, the double CD that you've just seen, that is a respectable £7.99, and all the profits of that go to Turn Education. Alternatively, if you would like the quick, simple, and very modern version, you can get a digital download of the same audiobook, and that is just £1.99. And all that, the whole £1.99 goes to Turn Education. So either of those would be great. If you'd like to know more about Turn Education, then you can find it here at www.turneducation.co.uk. That's www.turneducation, all one word, .co.uk. Okay, and if you would like either the audio version either through in the CD box set, I'm getting my words mixed up now. You know, it's my age. It's a shame. It's a double CD box set, or as a digital download. All you need to do is drop me a line at this email address, spyg, which is Steady Pasture Grannies, of course, spyg, spyg at philwhiteland.co.uk. Spyg, spyg at philwhiteland.co.uk. You do that small thing for me. You can also use the same email address if you just want to, well, whatever, say hello, send me abuse, whatever takes your fancy. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed that. Thanks very much for listening, and hopefully see you again soon. Okay, bye-bye now.